started here, I want to let you know that the app game we've been working on is actually almost ready for beta testing. So if you want to help out with beta testing, which will mean you guys will try and find all the bugs that are possible in the game and let us know about them, all you have to do is go in the description and write that email and let them know you want to help out. If you do help out, you will get a special little glow for your icon that's special for beta testers, so I hope you guys will join. So please don't expect a finished product right away. There's going to be lots of bugs and lots of stuff we're going to be updating and things like that. So the idea is to try and find all the bugs before release, so your guys' help will mean a lot. So please do email them. As you can tell here today, we're actually drawing Nessa from the new Pokémon Sword and Shield games, which is super exciting, and I was super excited about because I saw a ton of people online were drawing Nessa all over Instagram, DeviantArt, all the places you could possibly imagine. Tons of her drawings, and I was like, I want to draw her too. It was like, I'm pretty sure any artist right now is dying to draw Nessa after seeing everyone else's renditions of her. So I wanted to try my best on this. I actually wanted to have her holding the Dynamax Pokeball, which is what they use to have those giant Pokemon in the new game, which is super unique. I was not expecting that. I guess recently in Pokemon games, they've been giving them very interesting new things like the Z moves and stuff like that they use only in specific regions, which doesn't really make much sense in the lore, but it makes sense for Pokemon's gameplay to have different aspects to it, I guess. I don't know. But it looks very interesting. It makes the Pokemon very huge and intimidating, even though you could make cute Pokemon ginormous. So those aren't exactly intimidating as much as you think Pikachu's gonna sit on you or something, and that would be creepy. I don't even know, honestly. I'm not sure what all Pokemon are going to be in the game. If it's going to be all of them or just certain ones. And I don't know, because they have so many Pokemon now, I wouldn't be surprised if they only put in a certain amount of them. I know there's going to be a lot of new Pokemon. I'm excited to see what they reveal with the Pokemon. I saw there was one that looked like a sheep and other things like that. So I'm pretty excited. I haven't really kept up with Pokemon games, like the new one that I did not actually play. And there was also that Let's Go, not Let's Go, is it called Let's Go? I don't remember. I got it for my brother's birthday, and I made him play it, but he didn't really like it much. Probably because it kept the same formula they've always had in the Pokemon games, which is kind of disappointing because the original Pokemon game, say someone had an idea, and the idea was that they wanted to have these monsters roaming the world, and there's this one person who's going to catch them and train them in battle to fight the gyms, and that was the original idea. So they did the best they could with what they had, and they had to put the Pokemon in these little areas that were the grass, and they had to have trainers stand alongside the road so they can fight you. But you think when technology went forward, they would still aim for the goal that was the original goal set, rather than continue to copy the original gameplay. Because the gameplay was that way just because they were limited with what they could do. So of course everything was limited. The sounds of the Pokemon sounded like weird robotic noises. That was because they were limited to the sounds they could make too. So you think they would upgrade when they move forward with technology, but I feel like Pokemon is very slow to upgrade, and no one seems to actually give any backlash for that. They just kind of let them do it over and over again and keep giving them great reviews, even though they're falling behind with graphics and they're falling behind with gameplay, and they just keep doing the same thing every time. I would love to see an updated version. I know they're trying to move in the right direction, which I'm giving them props for. That's great to move in the right direction, because now they're trying to put Pokemon in the overworld. Even though it looks very unnatural, they're still trying. They're moving forward. The biggest problem right now for them is they're suddenly going to console with the same developers that do the 3DS games and stuff like that. So it's going to look like a 3DS game on console. The graphics aren't very good, which is kind of sad. And of course, everyone who saw Breath of the Wild, suddenly Zelda updated and it became something new. Everyone had this hope in the back of their mind that Pokemon is going to be new and different, but it's still very much similar to the same thing again. It's going to be very similar to Pokemon as always, but hey, they're trying to go in the right direction. So I still have hope that in the future, Pokemon will become what the original idea was, an original vision. They're going to do that, but so far I have not seen it. With Nessa here, this was the first gym leader they reviewed, or they showed everybody, and everyone is super stoked because they're all excited that Nessa's here and we finally have someone that's shown from the game. And I would like to see all the others as well, but I really like her design. I realized right away that her hair in the official artwork kind of looks like a fish's tail, which is kind of cheesy, but it's interesting. I've never seen that before. Her hair, by the way, is very difficult to draw. I had to keep looking at different photos and find how other people drew her hair to figure out what the heck her hair was doing, because I was so confused. But now that I figured it out, it's not as difficult as I thought it was. It just seemed very difficult at first for some reason. Also, speaking of the Dynamax Pokeball, it has this really reddish glow to it, or like almost like a pink on the Pokeball. So I realized right away after I was coloring her, like all this color work I'm going through to make sure she has the right colors from the original artwork. And then I have to use a red glow all over the drawing in order for the Pokeball to even make sense or look like the actual thing. So it kind of messes up all the colors and makes it look totally different, but I tried my best, so I hope everyone likes it. I'm kind of excited still for the game because they did show Pokemon in the overworld, so that's exciting and different. And they also showed that they had like some sort of way to play with friends to do some sort of like raid battle, which I'm not sure what that will be like because it looked more like you're just fighting a thing with a ton of HP and you just kind of sit there whacking at it, but who knows, it could be fun. I kind of really want to play it. I haven't played all the Pokemon games. The first one I ever played was Pearl. And I haven't really kept up with the series. I kind of play them every once in a while because they've always felt like the same thing every time. I know someone's gonna be like, I hate that, but seriously, they do feel like the same thing every time. I wish they would update it and make it new and different because I feel like almost every other game is being forced to update and change, but the Pokemon isn't. And I don't think that's right because, for instance, Mario recently just had a huge change with Odyssey and they made it new and different and innovative and was fun, but Pokemon hasn't done that. And same with, like I said, Breath of the Wild. That was completely different. So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for that we'll see the original vision done rather than just the same thing over and over again. But with Nessa here, I wasn't sure exactly on the colors. I realized her blues actually aren't just blues. They are like more of a slight green tint, which you would call more like an ocean blue, I guess. I'm not sure exactly what color that is. Most people say artists should know what the colors' names are. I don't. I have no idea what the color names are. I know like the primary colors, and then every time it's a color in between or different shades, I'm like, that's a bluish green, or that's a that's a reddish blue. It's bad. Okay, a reddish blue. I could have just said purple, but you know what I mean. I'm just not good with the colors. I'm not good with them. I don't know the names at all, so I struggle with that. But it's worse when you're talking to other artists and they're like, oh, well, what color should I use? I'm like, I know the color that you should use, but I don't know how to say it to you. I don't know the name of it. So that's terrible. I should probably learn the names. As you can see here, I'm starting to add that red glow that I was talking about that I needed in order to make the Pokeball look like it's actually shining, because that's also the reason I left the line art to be more red and all that, because I wanted it to go with the Pokeball and I wanted it to look like she was about to toss it, which the reason I did this was because I really wanted to use that Dynamax Pokeball because it looks so cool, and I haven't seen much fan art of her with it, so I thought that would be more unique and something to do that's different. My first idea, I was going to put her Pokemon like behind her and have them all huge like a Dynamax thing. But then I decided against that because I wanted to use the Pokeball, and then her holding the Pokeball while he's already out didn't make any sense. But I was trying to get the exact colors. As you can see here from the background, I would just go and like get them with the little syringe and just put them back on because I was trying to make it look as accurate as possible. But the biggest problem is that the original art, like you see on the right there, that has no shading. There's no shading really on her artwork besides very minimal. So for anyone adding shading, her skin and all of the colors on her is going to change a lot drastically from that. So that's probably why a lot of people notice colors change, is because they add lots of shading and highlights and stuff like that aren't on the original. So it changes it drastically. But I hope you guys like this. I had so much fun with it. And I'm excited to do more things like this, so please do let me know what you'd like to see next. And don't forget to email the person in the description for doing testing the beta. Thank you guys so much for watching.